The public dialogue is an opportunity to hear the voices of the general public. And this is important because it helps us to make sure that our research is aligned with society's values and to make sure that there is this maintenance of trust between scientists and the public. The focus for this public dialogue is on the so-called 14-day rule of human embryo research. The current regulation in the UK has been in place for about 30 years or a bit more now. And what that regulation allows is research on human embryos that have been donated to research programs up until the 14th day of development. Research programs are based on this window of this first 2 weeks of development. But very recently there's been a lot of international discussions about whether it's an appropriate time to consider whether the 14-day rule is still the most appropriate limit to have. There is almost a complete gap in our knowledge and understanding of how human embryos develop after 2 weeks of development and before about 6 weeks of development. So there's this 4-week gap where we know really very little about how we, our species, humans, develop. We know that probably just over half of all human pregnancies fail during this 2-week to 6-week window of development. We don't know the reasons why so many of these early pregnancies fail to develop beyond these stages, but clearly if we could study these stages we might understand the causes of this early pregnancy loss. This is a very timely public dialogue opportunity to have because here in the UK, early human embryo research is regulated by the HFEA, and the HFEA are currently considering whether to update the legislation that governs human embryo research. So what we're hoping to do is to hear public opinions about this type of research, which may hopefully feed into the HFEA's decision making in terms of whether any policy updates in this area might be needed. We're very grateful to all of you for participating and for sharing your views with us, which is very important for us in shaping our research.